Hello! That was just a little preview of me working on putting together papers for my next journal. And I have all my papers together. And it's been a little over a year since I did a horse theme journal. I made it for my daughter's boyfriend's mother. She's really into horses. And so I did some digital printing on some paper. So here I have some paper that I used. I cut it though, it's in here. And I just printed it on this back side. So yeah, that's another way you can get digitals down on, instead of just using plain copy paper or white paper, use some of this so that you don't have to decorate the other side, if that makes sense. All right. And another thing is, once you get your papers together, make sure that they're all going the way you want them, and you want to make sure that they're, see there's a little bit of a gap in here, so I want to make those as close together as possible. And so I just take a ruler and tap it really hard to get them even closer. Look, I have glue all over my fingers. And then you can use a paper clip to get them even closer. And the reason for that being is so when you put the signature in to your spine, it'll be easier to do. All right. So, and then another thing is, depending on how you want your bottom to look, so when you're making the journal, so when you flip it over, it's all nice and neat. Or some people like the messy look. I'm going with the neat look. That's my style. I like the neat look. I tried to do the grandma's journal, previous journal, with some ripped end pieces, and it was just harder to work with. So I'm going to do the straight, all the way around. But I also want to get them as close as possible. And also you might have, look at all this glue. I'm so sorry, you guys, but you have to look at my gross glue fingers. I should have washed up before I started this video. But I also want to add some of the screen. And I'm not going to place it down here. I just set it in there right now. So when I go to put the signature in, it's going to be somewhere up here. But these are the little things, if you're just new to making junk journals, these are little things of what you need to think about when you're putting your papers together for a signature. So, and then the other thing that you want to think about is sewing your papers. So if you want to go ahead and do a stitch all the way around it just to give it more texture and a more finished look, you can go ahead and sew those before you put those into a signature. All right. What else? What else little things that you want to think about doing? I think that's like the big things that I like to do. So let's move on. So I'm going to make sure just one more time. But this is in there. Okay. And just double checking. And instead of doing these papers all at once, because I've already cut them down, because when I did photocopy on here, it left a white border, so I trimmed all the white border off. So I've already done a lot to these already. So I'm just going to line up my ruler on this, and make sure you have a straight ruler. This is the straightest ruler that I have. It has that metal piece in there, and it's great for cutting. And I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to just get as close to this front piece. Oh yeah, I forgot. So make sure before you cut this, that your papers are where you want them to be. Because once you cut them, if you change, like if I took this piece of paper and decided I wanted it in the front, it's going to be shorter or longer than the position that you put it in. So let me show you. So I have all these papers. I've triple checked. This is the way I want my papers to be, in that order. And that also took a little bit, you know, does this color go with this color? Can I work with that? Can I change it up? And things like that. Okay. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and cut it. I'm just going to line it up over here, just so I know I'm got a good cut. And it doesn't have to be totally perfect, but the closer you get to perfection, the better you'll like it. Okay, so we're striving for improvement. Okay, so let me take this, and I'm just going to go through all the pieces, making sure that they don't move. And this is where that metal piece of this ruler comes in handy. Oops, I don't know if you guys saw that, but my my ruler slipped. So I'm going to reposition it again with this front page and just keep going. And I should probably get a new blade in here, because I think this blade, yeah, because I'm going off to the side here. And once that happens, it's harder to get back on track. So I'm going to stand up and do this. And I think a couple more quick hits. And if you don't have a mat, you want to make sure you're cutting on something that you don't care gets cut. Alright, so there you have it. Like I said, get it as close to perfect, and I'm going to keep these two for another project, but the rest are just too small for me to do anything with. Unless I was going to make some paper. Okay, so that's one side. Just double checking again. Oh, so I wanted to show you. I know this is like a longer explanation than what you wanted. So we're talking about the positioning of the paper. So if you decided you wanted this in the front, or at the first page, gotta remember where I map. If you decided you wanted it over here, do you see how it's short? Because when you have it coming out more and more, stacking on top of paper, it's going to stick out more. But now, if you decided that you want it here, it's going to be off a little bit. So that's why it's important. And look, I missed this right here. And you can also use scissors if you don't want to, if you don't have one of these. Okay. So let's put that back where I had it. Okay. And now we're going to do the top. And then you'll have, see, I accidentally cut this piece. So I want to make that straight. So like I said, I want my pages to be straight, and then you can go through here. Like, look, I didn't cut these very well. So you're just cleaning up your pages to make sure they're all straight, if that's the look that you're going for. And you see how I ruined that cut because I have a dull knife. So what I'm going to probably do is add some lace to this to cover up that imperfection. Okay. All right. So as good as it's going to get on that one, there's always a way to fix your mistake. And I'm not going to cut this right now because I'm going to change this blade, but that's my only blade in here. I've used both sides already, so I need to get some new ones. So I'm not going to do the top just yet. I'll wait on that. But yeah, you want to just do that with your signatures so they're nice and cool. I don't know why I said they're nice and cool. They're nice and straight. It's like I'm learning a new language when I speak. Oh, right. So yeah, I know that was kind of a long explanation on how to get your paper straight when you're getting ready to make a journal. So next you want to, so I'm going to make a hard cover journal. So I'm going to cut this, and I can't do that now because I'm so unprepared. I'm not going to use this. It's dull. But yeah, so you want to do 2 of these. You're going to have 2 the size of the page that you want. So you'll have 2 of them on the side. And then you'll have the spine for the middle. You want them 3 separate, you know what, let me just try. Let me just try with this. Let's see if I can do it. All right. So I'm just going to try it. Okay, so I'm marking, or you can oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. That looks about right. Or you can also, if you have a mat, use your mat guide and you can do 5 and a half. So there's more than one way to skin a cat. And I'm going to stand up to do this. And you know what? There we go. Let's put a little light on the subject. Okay. And we're just going to cut. So you have one, and then we're going to cut it again. And this is approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and a quarter. So we're going to go 8 and a quarter. Let's go this way. It'll probably be a little bit easier. And again, line up that, and you can do 8 and a quarter. Once you get the hang of these, when you just start working on it, it won't take as long as me trying to explain how to do this, because you'll just be in the groove and you'll be having fun. Okay, let's do another one. That's almost perfect right there, but not quite. So we're gonna have to cut it. Okay. Stand up to get a little bit more oomph. Concentrating so hard. Okay. And let's cut off that little part up there. Kids are playing outside. I don't know if you can hear them. Okay. So this again doesn't have to be perfect because I'm going to putting fabric over this. But here you have the two sides, and then you're going to have the spine in the middle. So I'm still going to have to cut this. First I'm going to cut that little part off. Be a little bit easier. Actually, no, that's good. Sometimes I overthink it. So there's that. And now here you get to decide how wide you want your spine. I'm going to go with a 2-inch because I tend to make really chunky journals, if you will, and I want to leave lots of room so I can add lots of stuff. So, and then you can save these for if you're making another spine, and this could be a pocket or whatever. Sky's the limit. Alright, so now we're going to have your 3 pieces. So you have your spine and you have the 2 sides. So when you're looking at a book, you can see exactly how it's made. You have your spine and then the 2 sides. So see? So that you have a little bit of flexibility in between the hard spine and the 2 sides. Okay, and that's what we're going for. You're literally making a book when you're doing this. All right, and then you can do a hidden spine. You can do a spine to where it's showing on the outside. Once you put your fabric on here, there's all kinds of ways that you can do this. But this is how I'm going to do mine, so that when you're adding these signatures into the spine, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or there's other fancy ways to add your signatures onto a spine. But simple is the way I'm going to go. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. I'm going to get a better, a sharper, what's this called? Blade. And then we'll continue. But yeah, tips and tricks on how to get your signature in perfectly put into your spine. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. If this was at all a little bit helpful, give me a thumbs up. Even if you didn't hate it, thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe. There'll be more coming. I'm kind of scattered all over the place when I post. Hit the notification bell if you feel so inclined. But thanks so much for joining me today. Ta-ta for now.